mess of the Welsh midfield, the 24-year-old had the pace to canter in and score under the post.
And again, a wonderful set-piece move was finished off by Atkinson, and Gloucester ahead by 2.
Atkinson twizzles and turns. Numerous occasions will come apart until that. And Atkinson says, thank you very much.
Underhill was up quickly, but it's left a hole, and Atkinson strolls through.
Neither space, nor was an opportunity. And it's Atkinson.
Left, heads right. Atkinson, dummies, darts, scores!
So Aki, I'm not going to steal your thunder. What's the news?
I think it'll probably come as some of the least shocking news ever, but after 18 months with this dodgy knee, I've decided that, or it's been decided that it's best to call it a day and retire. So that's the official news, I guess, is this is the end of my career, yeah, calling it a day.
So let's go a little bit down memory lane. It's a well-trodden path that rugby perhaps wasn't always going to happen for you. So how proud really does it make you feel to sit here all these years later and go, actually, rugby worked out all right?
Yeah, it makes me smile. I think I've had a bit of time to try and come to terms with, I guess, the idea of finishing. I think probably this will make it more real. But yeah, I've probably talked about it a lot over the years of not expecting to be in these positions, certainly. And then it's been sort of 10 years of being here now. I think I didn't expect it. I didn't probably try hard enough. I didn't work hard enough. I didn't commit enough. I had positives about my game, but I didn't sort of do the bits that other people were doing. So it took a bit of time, and I think a bit of time to grow up. I think that was probably the key bit. I still owe a lot to a lot of people who pushed me to try and grow up, but I think you can only do it for yourself at some point. And you've got to want it, instead of just being a pretty good schoolboy rugby player who turned into a pretty talented academy boy. Now I look back and I see so many talented academy boys. That's probably what I'd have been in the category of. And I probably judge ours now with a dodgy attitude, and that was probably exactly me. So I guess I'm thankful that I got another chance to come back after a few good years of playing championship, to come to a place like this and settle in and ride the Gloucester wave. That's probably the best way to say it.
And you touched on it there, but 10 years of cherry and white, very few players, especially in a professional era, kind of have the honour of representing this club and this city for that long. So how does that sit with you now, reflecting on that?
I think the people that I've seen do it in recent years, your Billies, your Chazes, people like that, going further back, your Nick Woods, and there's names. I'm not going to try and say my name deserves to be in around them, because I think when you've missed a few years with injury over the time, and it's not necessarily just appearances, but yeah, they've made a real impact. Some of them have made huge impacts on my career, and I'd like to think that there'll be some fond memories, obviously fond memories from the fans, but as importantly for me, there'll be some really fond memories from the players that I've played with. Probably some memories that we can't say on camera, more so. But and personally, I've got the fondest of memories, both fans and players. Like, there's going to be bits that you can't ever replicate in other jobs and other worlds. Saturdays here, Friday nights, but then there's the times off field, the travelling for 4 days to go and play on a Thursday night in France in the European Cup. That is just incredible. So there's bits that I think will be hard to replicate in life after rugby, but while I've had this time last month or so to think back of away trips in particular, and Friday night wins at home, it's something special.
Is there any standout memories in there?
I always go back. I've probably gone back to it a few times. I think my first real monster was James Hook's long ranger. I don't know why I always come back to it. I think probably because because it's someone like Hookie, someone I'd grown up watching and idolising a little bit, and then you get to come into a team with the likes of him, Greg, Hibbs, John. So that was the first time that team had a real moment together in my first year, and I was first onto him to jump and celebrate. So that was like, right in there. And then win the trophy at the end of that year. I was concussed for the semi and the final, but I felt like I'd given a real impact for the rest of that tournament. So yeah, that. And then, as much as it stings me to say, like Bilbao obviously we're 10 minutes of madness away from winning another one, which arguably for 70 minutes I thought we were far better team. I've never actually watched it back. Then probably the year in the middle when everyone sort of got excited as well about the year we came third, and that Danny was pulling the strings and we were all playing some of our best rugby. I think that was probably the most talented team that I had a chance of playing in whilst we were here. I think the team on paper, we could take anyone on, and we felt like we could take anyone in Europe on at that stage and compete. So I think, yeah, there's some real like highlight moments on the pitch and off it, really. I think that's what makes me smile when I think back.
And you're not necessarily someone that sit in the corner quietly. How did you deliver this news to the boys?
They've probably been seeing it coming. They've seen me around the place wearing slightly different outfits in the last few months. But I went in and gave them a speech. If I'm really honest, I think it's the type of thing that I would have liked to do with another 30 or 40 players there that I've played with over the years. I know it's a very selfish thing to do, but I'd have loved to have some more people in the room that I could have said what they meant to me and what their impacts have been. It's not necessarily just the group that are here at the moment. They've probably helped me through a really tough time of injury, but there's been people that have helped me through, like, the groups over the years have helped me through like a lot of personal stuff as well. So I think there have been some good people that know who they are. They don't need to be mentioned now, but there's a lot of family stuff that people that we've been at the club through that probably deserve to be in the room to say thank you for that. And probably that's when you realise there's more to it than rugby, I think.
And what about your relationship with the fans? You enjoy interacting with them, and they've obviously been a big part of your journey as well.
Yeah, they're special, aren't they? They're I'm allowed to say it now because I'm finishing. It's a strange old bunch. They are so amazing. I think people don't quite realise, like, if you give a lot to them, you get everything back, and that's all they want to see. I think we're very lucky in that respect that win, lose or draw over the years, I think it's pretty obvious. They just want to see you try for their badge. Whether you're here for 1 year, whether you're here for 10 years, they just want to see you give it all. And it's actually not a hard place to win over. I think if you're honest and you work hard and you give everything you can for the badge or the whatever it might be for your amount of time, they're allowed to have their opinions. They're allowed to tap you on the shoulder in a coffee shop on a Monday and tell you that you were below par, let's say, or at the same time they're the first people to go to bat for you if other people are having an opinion on you. So I've always tried to be as honest as possible with them. I think keep it fairly light-hearted, and hopefully they've appreciated it over the years.
And from one family, I guess, to another, in a more literal sense, your family has changed since you've been here. You married Lydia, I think, in 2019 once you were here, and Sydney came along in 2021. So how much do they mean to you, and how pleased you they've shared all this journey with you?
Yeah, it's been a journey. Yeah, Lyd sort of uprooted her life, came across here to a new world, and somebody who'd never really left London before. So that was big for me. She's been incredible support. Sort of everything. You realise what people say when you're in a world like this where you're sort of, I guess, selfish with it and commit. We'll use the word committed, but there's a selfishness to sport at this level as well, and the acceptance that she'd give and just allow you to do what you need to do in order to succeed and push me to do it constantly has been something that you can only ask for. And I think that goes back to my family as well. Like my family has been massive. I talk about this place sort of supporting you. We went through scenarios where mum and dad used to come every week, and then when I lost my mum, this place was just incredible. We were in Portugal on a pre-season tour, and I just felt like the right thing to do to stay with the group. We came back and played a pre-season game that following week, and it just felt like everything at the time was such a close-knit group that it was actually one of the easiest places to stay with. And that's when you realise it's sort of beyond sport. It was like it's gone through stages, but this place is a family to me. Same with Lids when we've been through issues with before the little one came along. The people, the support is ridiculous, and then to have moments on the pitch where she can come on. It's been little one's enjoyed it. She's gone through stages now where she tells people that Daddy plays rugby, and then the last few months she's decided to say to people that Daddy does parking. We're not sure where she's got this from, but somebody's clearly told her that Daddy doesn't do rugby anymore. But yeah, I mean, just the ability. She was there for my first cap. She was a few weeks old for going on the pitch at Twickenham with, and then the ability to just have these photos of her wearing a Gloucester kit is something that it's just going to be, it's something that I can't explain really. And they've been, they're everything. I'm looking forward to the next chapter and see what we can do as a family.
Say the curtain is coming down on this show, but the stage door is ajar for the next adventure.
Yeah. It would seem that way. I think anybody that, our last re-signing video with the Greatest Showman piece, it's been a thing over the years that the boys have certainly enjoyed after wins, when I get a bit carried away and the microphone comes out. So going to try and utilise that skill set and carry on. Anyone who's seen me upstairs doing some hosting in the last few months, I'm basically going to try and stay around the club. They can't get rid of me that quickly. Do some work with the partnerships and the commercial team, and then try and get a microphone in my hand as much as possible, both at the club and elsewhere, and see where we can go with that. But that's something that I really enjoy. It gives me a sort of as close to the buzz of a game as possible. And they might get sick and tired of it, but those players are going to have to see me once a week still. So I'm really excited about what the future could hold.
Aki, a special character playing for a special club, and I know that the fans will want to wish you well and be more than happy to see you still sticking around this place.
Cheers, mate.